What's going on, guys? So today we're going to be talking about all the Jurassic Park / World movies in the 5-film franchise, because next week we've got a massive movie coming to town. June 9th, Jurassic World Dominion will be hitting theaters. So I figured, why not rank all 5 movies now, and then when Dominion releases, I can go catch that film in the theaters and then review it for you guys. So let's go ahead and go through all 5 of the other Jurassic Park / World films in order from worst to best. So coming in at number 5 is actually The Lost World Jurassic Park, which is Jurassic Park 2, which its story is just, in my opinion, the worst developed out of the entire franchise. Of course, our star of this movie is Jeff Goldblum, who comes back for the second film. He was in the first one, obviously. He played was he a big role? Not really in the first one. He was kind of like the cocky, witty character that you get. He got injured in the first one, and he really didn't do all that much. But the second one, they made him the main character, and so he goes to John Hammond's estate. Hammond is sick. He finds out his girlfriend is on the island Isla Sorna, which is test site B for dinosaurs that we just never knew about from the first movie. And so here we go. Jeff Goldblum's like, oh, well, this is a rescue mission now, and he says that, but then we get him on the island with 2 other photographers, one of which is played by Vince Vaughn, and the other is played by a guy that literally looks like every suburban household father by the age of 45. And so it's just like, it's like, what is this? Because you say it's a rescue mission, but then you go there with a bunch of bozos, and it's just not what's up. Not to mention that in this movie, because Jeff Goldblum is forced to be the main character, they've given him extra degrees of caricature, and so he's like over Jeff Goldblumified. He's more of the oh, why are we the way we are? Like the stupid, like the dumb, idiotic way he talks at times. And it's just not the character from the original Jurassic Park. It's like, it's more cartoonified. It's like they didn't care to make him the same character. It's just not, it's not good. They ruined, in my opinion, ruined Dr. Ian Malcolm in this movie. And it made me not enjoy it just that much more. Another big issue with it is a lot of the characters, and there are way too many of those, by the way, are very bland to the point where I don't remember their names because I don't care about their names. Honestly, if we're going to be completely real here, I remember 2 names in that entire film, and that's Dr. Ian Malcolm and Eddie. I remember Eddie because that's my name, and I remember Dr. Ian Malcolm because that's the guy who's supposed to be the main character of this movie. We have so much more. We, of course, have his girlfriend, we have his daughter, we have Vince Vaughn's character. I can't remember his name. We have the bad guys with InGen. It's just so much. John Hammond's nephew. I mean, there's just so many random characters in this movie. It's just, it really is just like, why do I give a crap about them? At one point, there was 30 minutes where I stopped watching. I was just on my phone. I'm sitting there. The movie's going full blast. And it was like that. I was playing video games on my phone for 30 minutes instead of watching the movie because I got that bored. It took me till the scene where they run into the waterfall and the one guy has a snake go down his shirt and he's just like, snake! And then he opts to get eaten by a T-Rex instead of a snake. I don't know. That's not the way I would want to choose if I were to get bitten by a snake or a T-Rex, but alright, that's not me. You do you, bro. Now, I can forgive all of those problems, alright? But I can't forgive one of the last things you see in this movie, and that is the T-Rex being brought to San Diego. We have a T-Rex who, for the first time in its life, is seeing people, buildings, cities. It just traveled here from a boat, all right, 200 and some miles away from Costa Rica to San Diego, nonetheless. And it's just walking through San Diego in the middle of the nighttime. I'm sorry, how does nobody hear loud steps of thousands of pounds hitting the road? How does nobody see 100 feet tall of a T-Rex? They're probably not 100 feet tall, but like 30 feet tall. Like, come on. How do you not see that? How do you not notice a T-Rex? How is there not more people freaking out? It's almost like this movie, it knew what was cool having a T-Rex in the city of San Diego, but they didn't know how to make it work. Like, their budget just wasn't enough. So they opted for a little kid waking up in his bed and seeing a T-Rex being like, look, Mom and Dad. And then we see the T-Rex already ate their dog that was outside. Like, it's just so bad. I compare it to Friday the 13th, Jason Takes Manhattan, whereas Jason is in Manhattan for 5 minutes and he really doesn't do anything there. That's literally like, oh yeah, it's cool. Jason will be in Manhattan? Okay. Oh, this is cool. A T-Rex in San Diego? And nothing. Nothing comes of it. I don't know. That's why it's fifth in my opinion. Coming in at number 4 would be Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, which is the latest movie. It was released a couple years back. And I have quite a few issues with this movie. My biggest issue being dinosaurs not being on Isla Nublar anymore. And it's just like, hey, this ruins the magic of Jurassic Park / World, in my opinion. I mean, part of the reason people loved Jurassic Park was because dinosaurs were on this one little island. It was part of the magic. It's why people went back to these movies. And that's the same reason people liked Jurassic World in 2015 was because, look, we finally got the park up and running. Look how cool it is. And it's like, oh, but now here we are. We're going to get 5 minutes of being on the island in the beginning of the movie. And then we're going to have a half an hour of, showing our characters a couple years after the Jurassic World ended, which I get. You need to build your characters up. That is what we were missing in Jurassic Park 2. So I am very happy that they were able to do that and build characters up in Fallen Kingdom, which is why it's higher than Jurassic Park 2. However, what they failed to do was realize the magic behind the island of Isla Nublar, because they go back to the island and the island is like getting destroyed by an active volcano that was apparently there all this time that I swear they never mentioned beforehand, but apparently it's a volcano that was not active. Now it is. I don't know. And with the discussion of this active volcano, people are like, oh, well, do we let the dinosaurs die or do we let them live? Do we get them off the island? Natural selection, does it take its course? And we have Jeff Goldblum back, and he's like, oh, well, I think that dinosaurs should be left there to die. And I don't know why I'm trying to make fun of him, because he was actually back to normal. Like in the first movie, he wasn't over Jeff Goldblumified, so I'm extremely happy about that. But it was a quick, maybe 20 to 30 more minutes they were on the island, and it was just, it was not fun. It was sad. It was action-packed, but it was sad, because we're watching the island that we all grew up loving get destroyed. And it's just like, why would I want to see this? And then from right there, the entire movie goes off the goddamn rails, and I cannot stand most of the rest of this film. From the selling dinosaurs to rich people. Another thing with this movie is the Indoraptor, which is another hybrid dinosaur they make. It's just like, come on. I mean, I understand we're making hybrids here, and I understand that actor B.D. Wong needs a paycheck, but like, that's enough, all right? We've had enough. We're done here. Stop making things. It was bad. But not only did we have that in this movie, We couldn't just have a hybrid dinosaur. No, 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 no. Come on. Do not think that. No, we're not that dumb. We're also going to have a child who's been mutated. Yep. Yeah, because that's normal. It's just like... I don't know. Why would they even make a cloned version of Lockwood's daughter? Why would he want... Like, it's just like... it's almost sick in a way. Like, you... I don't know. That's just me. The movie's not great. And honestly, the only reason it's ahead of Jurassic Park 2 is because they were able to develop characters better. That's honest to God, that is the main reason. I want you to know that. That is 100% the main reason. So in third place, we've got Jurassic Park 3, and this movie takes 8 years after the original Jurassic Park film, and honestly, it's okay. I mean, it's not incredible, but it's decent, all right? We have Dr. Grant and Dr. Sattler back together again, even if it's not really for much time. It's literally like 5 minutes in the beginning of the movie to show, like, hey, we still talk even though it's been almost a decade kind of thing. And all of a sudden, we really don't get a whole lot of Dr. Sattler again. This movie follows Dr. Alan Grant. And yeah, I mean, we see her later on in the movie for like maybe 2 minutes. It's really kind of like a sick ploy to get you to keep watching, is to see what she does later in the movie. Another big issue I had with it was the reuse of jokes. There was a really bad joke in the second one where Dr. Malcolm, he tells his girlfriend, like, oh, did you get attacked? And he points to her bag, and she goes, oh no, that's my lucky bag. It always looks like that, and it's like ripped up a little bit. And in this movie, Dr. Grant talks to his little sidekick dude, and he's like, oh, he was like, your bag's a mess, you know, like, it's all torn up. And he was like, oh, yeah, it's my lucky bag. And then he says it again, like, later in the movie. I'm like, dude, I get it. You guys like lucky bags. I don't know if that's, like, a thing for people that go on, like, crazy expeditions to fight dinosaurs and shit, but, like, what the hell? Oh, another thing I didn't understand about this movie was our big threat in this film was, for the first time, not raptors or T-Rexes. It was a Spinosaur. All right? Spinosaurus? I'm not too sure. But anyways, that motherfucker chomps down on a T-Rex early on, and then it's like a big threat throughout the entire movie. It's chasing them through the island. Well, I want to talk about how in this scene, he breaks right through a massive concreted-in fence, but then they run into a building and shut a couple of doors, and it's like, nah, dude, like, I'm good. I already broke through the amount of walls I could break through today. It's like, Clash of Clans. I bought one wall, I can't buy another. Like, I'm not saying that shit was broken, and that was a total misfire, but it was. At number 2, we have 2015's Jurassic World, which, I mean, really, there's not a whole lot bad about this movie. We get some awesome characters, we get some awesome moments, and for the first time in what feels like a long time, we get a movie where it's not just raptors and T-Rexes. And I think that's why Jurassic Park 3 was such a better movie than Jurassic Park 2 as a sequel, is because they took the T-Rex out in minutes, and the raptors, they were there, but they were a side story. They weren't the main thing trying to get to them, like in the first 2. Yeah, do we get raptors in Jurassic World? Yes, but they aren't just attacking people out of nowhere for no reason. They are trained by Owen Grady, who's Chris Pratt, the actor Chris Pratt. And so that is really cool. And not only that, but we have names for some of them, like Blue. And the T-Rex isn't even seen until damn near the end of the movie. No, because this movie more or less takes over with the whole hybrid thing. As much as I didn't like the Omniraptor in Fallen Kingdom, I feel like the Indominus Rex really worked well in this film. And it was the first time we saw a mutated animal, a hybrid animal in the Jurassic Park films. So it's like, all right, for the first time ever, I guess it is cool. But it really did work better just because it was a really cool dinosaur. It really was. I felt like it wasn't a lazy write-in. I feel like we didn't need the Omniraptor. You know, we didn't need that in Fallen Kingdom. But the Indominus Rex is the reason everything goes crazy in this movie, and it leads to some pretty awesome final fights between Blue, the raptor, the original Jurassic Park T-Rex, and of course the Indominus Rex. And it's just like, hey, you know what I mean? It is an incredible fight. I mean, obviously you're rooting for the T-Rex and for Blue, but you're rooting for the humans, all right? And it's like, who the hell is going to win this? And whatever dinosaur wins, are they going to still eat the humans? You know what I mean? And then, of course, we get this massive attack from the Mosasaurus, who is really cool, by the way. Really cool in this film. He comes in and he's just like, I'm going to snatch up the Indominus Rex and eat him for breakfast. So it's just like, all right, that's fine. Like, great ending to an interesting movie. And so it really was the best Jurassic film since the original. Which, of course, leads me to say that number one is 1993's Jurassic Park. And for very obvious reasons, the characters are incredibly developed. Alan Grant and Dr. Sattler, they are fantastic. We have John Hammond, who's an incredible character. The children in the film, I mean, Ian Malcolm, honestly, he's good for what he is, but he's more of a side role in this film. We have Samuel L. Jackson, who is a very minor role, but performs a decent enough performance. Performs a decent enough performance. Yep, that's what I said, and I stand by it. We, of course, then have Dennis Nedry, and, I mean, come on. Fantastic film. It really is just one of the best of its time, and I don't think there's anything cooler than seeing a T-Rex for the first time. And I think my favorite line in any of the movies is in this one, and that is, "Clever girl." Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Leave a like down below. If you have any questions or comments, if you don't agree with me, or if you do agree with me, tell me what you think down below. Give me your rankings. And if you're new here, go ahead, subscribe. I'm going to be making content like this all the time. I'll see you in the next one.